Well, the numbers are clear. The American people, you are facing the burden of Bidenomics. That has not stopped the administration from just outright lying about it. Take a look at what your president said earlier today.
A conversation about whether we'd have enough left over at the end of the month for my dad to be able to, used to say, have a little bit of breathing room. Well, this past week, as Americans gathered around their own kitchen tables for Thanksgiving dinner, that was our goal, to give them a little more breathing room. And together, we made progress. You know, from turkey to air travel to tank of gas, costs went down. They went down.
All right, let's break it down. According to the USDA's own analysis, food prices have been soaring in Biden's failed economy. By the way, they expect up 5.8% this year alone. Gas prices will have risen well over $1 since January of 2021. That's not even at its height. But of course, they are resorting to their favorite tactic. When all else fails, just blame Donald Trump, who now has been out of office almost 3 years, for their failures. Take a look.
But why do you think it is that when you say the economy is improving and President Biden says the economy is improving, that a majority of Americans outside of this building are not buying it?
So here's the thing. When we walked into this administration, the economy was on a tailspin. That is the fact. Because of the last administration, because of the Trump administration, because of how they dealt with COVID and the pandemic, because they didn't have a comprehensive plan.
Okay, it was also during the middle of COVID. But let's add one other point. Donald Trump didn't add $2 trillion more last year alone to the debt that we're putting on our kids and grandkids. But voters, we all know they're not buying it as they continue to sour on Bidenomics and Joe's ability to handle the economy. Here with reaction, he's the host of Kudlow on our sister network, the Fox Business Network, our friend Larry Kudlow. Even the Washington Post reporter, pretty much nailed it where, saying that Bidenomics is now a negative word. Politico saying the panic in the Democratic Party should be about the economy, not about Joe and his age and his cognitive decline. I think it's all the above. I don't think it's working for the American people, and I can use every measurable statistic imaginable to make that point, Larry.
Well, I don't understand. I mean, the Bidens are incapable of telling the truth about this economy. So when the press secretary says she inherited a quote, reeling economy, which is what the Bidens have said for 3 years, can I just remind, Donald Trump handed them a 6.5% economic growth rate in the first quarter of 2021 with a 1.5% inflation rate. So I would say that was a pretty spectacular economy. And then when President Biden says, well, the turkey you bought for Thanksgiving was down, I don't understand that either. Compared to the Thanksgiving in 2020, which was Donald Trump's last in office, I mean, the American Farm Bureau, I'll just read you this stuff. I'm not making this up. The American Farm Bureau says a Thanksgiving dinner was 41% higher than at the end of 2020. Turkey up 41%, ham up 97%, pumpkin pie up 31%, and potatoes up 34%. Sean, I want you to stay off those potatoes because they're too expensive for your waistline. So I don't know what she is talking about here. I mean, it's just they are incapable of telling the truth. That's the bottom line.
Well, thanks a lot, Larry. I mean, I've only worked hard on my diet for 6 months. I really appreciate the vote of confidence that you've given me and taking it far less.
I can't help myself. It's too much fun.
No, you really can't. And don't worry, I'll get you back. The funny thing is, and the sad thing is, early in my adult life, I did live paycheck to paycheck. I know what that life is like. For too many early adult years that I've had, that is all etched into my memory bank. I don't want to ever have to go back there. But now we have a case where 61% of Americans now are living paycheck to paycheck. Many other Americans are not making, just ends meet every month for their bare necessities. You see people now putting bare necessities on their credit cards. They're cashing in their pensions early, and it's costing them a fortune. And I don't see any way out, and I don't see any plan to stop this from happening? Or, you know, if you're not going to face the truth and the truth is just bad, how do you fix it?
Well, I think, you know, on that point, look at credit card interest rates are upwards of 30%. Car loans are over 10%. Mortgage rates hovering around 8%. Those are hugely, hugely bigger than they were 3 years ago. And look here's another thing I want to raise this evening. If you look at the economic statistics, I don't want to be too boring here, but the index of leading economic indicators, which tells you whether you're going into a recession or going into a prosperity, that index is down 19 straight months. It is a big, huge recession warning for 2024. And then you look inside that, you know, business investment is down, housing starts and sales are down. These things are, you know, Wall Street doesn't believe it, but I'm just looking at the actual facts, and I'm suggesting that there's a very high risk, probably 65% or better, of a recession next year, despite what Wall Street may or may not think. Now, look at prices have gone up faster than wages. So people are living paycheck to paycheck, and they're having trouble not only with higher prices, but they're having trouble with higher interest rates. This is why Mr. Biden's approval rating on the economy, and that includes particularly in the swing states, why his approval rating is so bad. People are smarter than the geniuses think. People, ordinary working folks, okay, trying to earn a living, lower income folks who have to suffer through these high prices. In many ways, they're a lot smarter than economists, and they are very concerned what's happening now and what may happen next year.
And look at the housing. New home construction, screeching halt. Sale of pre-existing homes, virtually non-existent. Who in America is going to give up a 3% 30-year fixed-rate mortgage for an 8+% 30-year fixed-rate mortgage? Nobody. That means nobody's going to sell the house they're in unless they have to.
And I would say business, which is really the heart of the economy. We produce to consume. Business is so important. Small business is so important. Right now, what you're seeing, business investment is down. Business new orders are down. These are very big warning signs. And once again, I think Main Street America may be a lot smarter than the economics profession.
All right, Larry Kudlow, great to see you. Appreciate it. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.